What up, Super Fun Force? It's Captain Gamester. Today we're going to look at Aang from Nickelodeon's Avatar: The Last Airbender. This is coming from a relatively new toy company called BSTAXN, or I guess that stands for Best Action, maybe. But we'll be the judge of that, guys. So I've already unboxed it really quick. Nothing exciting there. I mean, you're pretty much seeing the unboxing anyways. I just opened this up, pulled it out. But I just want to show you the box really quick so we can get right into things. As you can see here, this is the Loyal Subjects LLC, based out of Los Angeles, not too far from me at all. Made in China, sadly, but that's okay. And this is all the stuff it comes with. And you got the story back here for his character. The powered up version on this side. And accurate animation here. So quick backstory, I did grow up with Avatar. I was there in the early 2000s, obviously, you know, just kind of out of my teens, and I watched it and I was excited because to me this was like a signaling crossover between anime and American production company. They obviously just took the ideas of like things like One Piece, Goku, Naruto, and other shonen, and then they kind of westernized it, but they kept the characters being more, you know, Asian in terms of their background, their heritage. I guess, by the way, I was gonna say, can you use, I guess you could use this as a stand. The Avatar, it says Avatar in there, as you can see. Maybe you can't see, can you see? Yeah, you can see it. It's kind of stuck in there, but it might be an interesting backdrop piece. So like I was saying, you know, I watched the whole first season. I thought it was decent. I didn't really finish it and stick with it, but later on, you know, years later, I decided to just kind of watch the last season to see how it ended. I saw a trailer for the live action movie. I knew it was trash, so I didn't even waste my time. But as you know, Avatar has gotten a huge following. They also released a couple of years ago The Legend of Korra. I watched, I think, 3 or 4 episodes of that. Animation's great. And, you know, I think it's just a run-of-the-mill series. Nothing too fantastic. Sorry, guys, if you're a huge fan. That's all good. But I'm just letting you know that I'm just more of like a, you know, a general casual fan. And that's my background with this. But I do like Aang because, you know, they basically, again, captured the essence of the, you know, good-hearted, funny, growing in power shonen character. Again, very much like a Goku, a young Goku growing up and becoming stronger. Same thing like Naruto and even Luffy. So they did a great job with that. So in terms of just the character design and the personality, I really like it. And here he is. Here is Aang. I swapped on the smiley face. It was funny because when I opened, or not when I opened, but when we got this package, like one of the heads was, here, I'll show you guys. Here's all the accessories, not too, wha-bam. One of the heads was like flipped around and his arm, his hand, his left hand was like popped off down here in the package. But whatever, all good. So here it is. So quick review, you know, has decent, kind of like the standard, here's our hand popping out. Standard articulation, you know, the wrists can bend a little bit, but it's kind of hard with this sleeve of his. You know, he has like the sleeve around the wrist joint, so it's kind of hard for it to do this. But it can, you know, still rotate easily. You can see here how I've bent the knees, double jointed knees. It has that style. It very much reminds me of the Fortnite figures. Because, yeah, it's kind of all there, but it's hard to work with. You know, it has a double jointed, just like the Dragon Ball, like kind of like Evolve or Dragon Stars. I would say these are kind of one peg below those in quality, but one peg above the Fortnites. It's kind of like the new style of Fortnites. You know, it has a double joint here. Because, like, it's hard to move the feet. It's interesting how it clicks like that. Yeah, it's like the, if you guys haven't already, you can check out, like, my Fortnite minifigs on, like, Hopper and the Henchmen and stuff. It's the same. But, yeah, and then the, yeah, the hands like to pop out a lot. So, the waist twists, as you can see there. I don't know if we can do the splits almost, but not quite. It's just simple pegs. Lastly, the crunch is very minimal. It moves back more than it moves to the forward, but at least it's still there. It doesn't twist very much at all, but it gives you a little bit more. So again, it advertised on the back 31 points of articulation. I don't know necessarily how to count that, but you know, it's good. It's kind of like the new average, like the standard of like how an action figure should be articulated. However, there's one weakness here. Now, first of all, I do like the cowl. It's fine that it's rubber. You know, I prefer generally like soft cloth textiles whenever possible, but it kind of, you know, makes the look of this figure more cohesive. But the problem with it is that even though the heads, as you can see, they're on the ball joints, standard ball joints, like, you know, Marvel Legends and all that stuff, the neck is stiff. So I'm going to pop off the head, and might as well take off both the hands because they don't want to stay. So here's a drawback. Oh, and this popped off too. This is the main thing that kind of hurts it for me, is that it's pivoted forward. So it's like his head is always coming, you know, out this way. You know, like his head's always being pushed this way. It doesn't feel like it can ever just be relaxed straight up. Unfortunately, and it's not going to ever help him, you know, look up. It's going to look awkward that he can't like tilt his head back a little bit and look up. He's always going to be tilted forward, but it's fine. I'm not going to do a lot of crazy wild poses with this figure. You know, Ong obviously is a martial artist and he does, you know, wild stuff, but he's not, you know, I don't think he's as like, he's not like a Spider-Man or even like the Goku or the, you know, Luffy especially gets really, you know, really crazy, but you know, he'll do like standard martial arts. So there's, you know, there's still plenty of poses to do there. So yeah, that's the only drawback here. And then we can take a look at the other head. So yeah, it's like, I think the head and the paint apps are so far, I want to just talk about those really quick. These two, let's see here. These two look perfect. You know, it has like the anime eye, has like the highlight in there. Paint app on the head is great. They're clean. I like the smile. Definitely looks like him. But then on this one, I was already noticing when I took it out. It's cool that they gave out the power-up version with the changing, you know, paint, whatever. But this one is kind of sloppy. There's like blue splotches there. Looks like it's even on his face right there. And they're pretty noticeable. So as much as I like this, this is probably not the figure for the powered-up form, just so you guys know. Or unless, I don't know if this is like standard or just QC on mine, or maybe hopefully they aren't all like that. Finally comes with a staff right here. There's 6 pairs or 6 hands total, 3 pairs, and they also have nice arrow paint apps on them, very sharp and precise. And then these are the hands that can hold the bow staff, so that's great. Then of course they had the open hands that I had on here stock, and then they have the fists basically. They have fists as well, so you can do these guys here. They can't hold anything, but you know, you can still use the fist for a specific pose. And the other great thing is it comes with his little friend over here. I forgot his name, but this looks fantastic. Great paint apps on this. This guy looks clean for the most part. I don't know if those brown specks are supposed to be there, maybe not. But otherwise, really cool to see that. Yeah, I know he has some brown specks on his body, so maybe this one is got a little bit sloppy, but otherwise looks really good. Don't notice it too much. This one can pass, you know, it's an animal, has fur, it could be a little, you know, specks of dirt or whatever. But definitely the head on this one shouldn't have had all of these blue specks, sadly. Lastly, the other thing is, it looks like the fists, this is also a nice touch. So the fists are for the power-up mode, because the fists have the white energy paint on them. So in a way that's good and bad, because that means when he's just smiling or when he's angry, you can't really use the fist, because then it's like, you know, he's not powered up unless you're imagining him starting to power up. But just like this on the side, you know, he should be all glowing once he's powered up with the white eyes here. Well, there you guys go. I think this is a great figure. For someone like me who's just a casual fan, I wasn't like super into the series, but I know the story, I know the characters, and I like Ong's character, so it's a great pickup for me. I don't know what other options are out there, what's more expensive, so you guys can decide whether you want this in your collection. To me, it's great. It's complete. You know, like I said, decent articulation, 3 head sculpts, comes with this sidekick friend right here and the bow staff. So to me, this is all I need for Ong. All right, let me know in the comments below, what do you think of this? And again, the only problem is I just wish the neck could have been pushed back. Well, let me know, do you want this figure? Do you have this figure? Do you have a different Ong? If you guys are huge fans, let me know, and I'd like to take a look at it. Otherwise, thanks so much for hanging out, guys. Don't forget, keep your faith, say your prayers, spread that love, be positive, be thankful, and I'll be coming back at you. Peace.